Hey everybody, what is up and welcome back to the channel. And as you guys know, I'm a big fan of multi-track recorders. And if you guys look over here, this is my Fostex MR16 digital multi-track recorder. I've been using this for many years since it first came out. It's still going strong. I love this thing. It does everything I needed to do for me to record the songs and the albums that I do. I don't need anything else than that. And it's something that I've always used. And I've talked about in other videos that I have used DAWs, and I just my workflow didn't work as well. So I like a multi-track recorder. And today we're specifically going to talk about handheld multi-track recorders, which I have two sitting right here. And one of the reasons why I'm making this video is because I got an injury on my other YouTube channel doing some stuff, and I kind of have a hole in my hand right now. So I can't play guitar or really do anything else. So I figured now was a good time to make some multi-track recording videos and talk about why I like them and why I think these handheld ones can be a great option for somebody, especially somebody that's on a budget that doesn't want to spend a lot of money but still wants to be able to create great recordings and be able to like carry it around with them. I mean, basically almost in your pocket. This will slip into a gig bag. This will go into that little compartment in your guitar case. And it's amazing what they can do. Now, one of them is newer than the other one and is kind of the upgrade to the other one. But I got to tell you, I like them both, and I like having them both. So without further ado or whatever, let's get into it. We're going to talk about the Zoom. This is the H4n Pro right here. All right, and this is the first one I got. And then we're going to talk about the Zoom R4, which I just recently acquired. And I will be making videos on both of these. Full-length videos and showing you the basics of how to run them and use them and show you the easiest way to set them up and be able to record with them. They are not complicated at all. They are very easy to use, very simple to use. You don't even need to really read the manual. I mean, it helps because it'll give you a couple of insights, so it'll take you, it's quicker. The manuals are very small. They're quick start manuals, and that's all you really need to learn how to run these. They're not complicated at all to use, and they're great to use. Now, there are some differences in them both, and there's kind of pros and cons in both as well, as far as how I see it that I think they should have done. But I think as far as a recording device where you're trying to record your songs, get a demo put out, or even record a finished song and put it out on an album, you could literally do that with this. And the great thing about both of these have built-in effects, built-in amps, sims, built-in cab sims, that you don't even need a pedal, footboard pedal. You don't need an amp. You don't need any of that. It has it all built in there, so you can literally just plug in your guitar to this, get the sounds that you want, chorus, delay, reverb, all that stuff is in each one of these. Definitely some great effects in there and great amp sims to create, and you can mix and match the amp cab and the head to the cab type stuff to record your stuff. Now, the one thing that the Zoom R4 has over the H4n is the R4 actually has drums in it, and I've gone through the drums and been messing with those. It has some good, solid, basic drum beats for you to get your tracks down. Now, if you want more complicated drums with fills and things like that, you're probably going to use something like I have right here, which is the Alias SR18, where you can totally do the drum patterns. You can take this, plug it into this, record your drums. But for just getting your basic things down in writing, there's good, solid, basic drum tracks down there that you could create a good basic demo of what the song's going to sound like with this right here. And it has drums and everything. This has drums, amp sims, cab sims, guitar effects, bass effects. It's got bass, amp, everything. This is all in one package. And I'm not going to get too far into this right now because I want to kind of talk about the differences. Both of these are 4-track recorders. They both have 4 tracks. This one right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. This one right here has the faders like this one does. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got your track buttons right here where you turn them on or off. And it's very easy to turn them on and off because all you got to do, especially when you're running this, you hit track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4. If you want them all on, you can turn them all on. But you can only record 2 tracks at a time. So you plug it in 2, you can record 1 and 2 and then go. Same thing with this. You have the 2 plugins, so you can record 2 tracks at a time. But with this one, you can have the drums going as well, so you're technically recording 3 tracks, which is super cool. Now, the difference is, when you're talking about these, is that this is strictly a 4-track recorder, and you've only got 4 tracks to work with. Now, the way you would use this, and the way we used to do it back when I was younger, and we used to use a 4-track with a cassette tape, is that you can record your tracks. Say we're going to do 4 tracks. Say we want to record rhythm guitar, bass, drums, and vocals. Okay, we can do all that on 4 tracks, and then what we can do is we can bounce those down. So we could, or if we could bounce all 4 of those tracks down to 1 track, which would go on like track 4, and then you have 3 more tracks you can record on. Now, a lot of times, what we used to do is we would do the bass and the rhythm, and get that recorded, and then we would bounce those down on the same track. So you have the rhythm guitar tracks and the bass tracks on the same track. Or you can do the bass tracks with the drum tracks on the same track. Either way, you're going to condense that down, and that opens up 3 more tracks for you to record. So if you want to have double the rhythm guitars, like 2 rhythm guitar sections, you can do that. And what ends up happening is say we record 4 tracks and we bounce it down to the 4th track. Okay, then we got 3 tracks. Then we can record 3 more tracks. We can bounce that down to track 3. Then we can record 2 more tracks, bounce that down to track 2, and then we can do 1 more track and record it there, which gives you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 tracks in total. If I think that, like 4, then 3 is 7, then you got 2, that's 8, 9. Yeah, so you would be able to get 10 tracks recorded out of a 4-track recorder if you do it right and you bounce those tracks together. And basically you're just going to adjust those levels, get those tracks set, and then you bounce them down, and you can bounce them down to the tracks, and that'll give you 10 tracks total that you can end up recording on this as a 4-track recorder, which is super awesome because you don't really need that many tracks. Because say you got a rhythm guitar player, you got a rhythm guitar player, lead guitar player, bass player, drummer, and a singer. That's 5 total tracks that you really need to record. So you got 10 tracks. So you can do a lot of layering and stuff to really create a good full recording with this. And what's awesome about this is I can program my drums into this. I can put my drums, plug it in here. I can play that off, and then we can record all the rest of the tracks together. I can do that drum track, put it in there. I can save that drum track, and that would be my track 1. And then I got 9 more tracks to work with to finish the rest of the songs for a 5-piece band, which is pretty easy to do. And that's what I think is awesome about this. The other thing that I love about the H4n is it has these external mics, so you actually can be running those external mics and these 2 and be recording 4 different ways at the same time, which is super cool. And these external mics come in handy. They do great for recording acoustic guitars, live performances, podcasts, anything like that. This thing does a really amazing job, and I bought this one first, so it was super cool, and I got this one, and then they came out shortly thereafter with the Zoom R4, which I was like, I wish I would have waited and just bought this. But now that I have them both, I'm glad I have them both, because both of them have the same purposes, but a couple different purposes. And when it comes to being able to record live performances like in the band room or outside, these external XY mics are awesome to have because you can actually turn them and rotate them and angle them to where you can get those recordings and stuff so they actually move. So you can rotate them to the position that you want, which is really nice. This does have an external mic on it right here, which does record really well, but it doesn't have the XY mics. So I feel like you get a better recording with this. Even though this external mic on this one, which is right here, does really well, I don't feel that you get quite as good of a recording as you do with those XY mics on this one. So this one has its benefits when it comes to it. The only thing that I see that this one is lacking is the drums, from this one. I feel like this is an upgrade because you get a built-in drum machine with it. And there are 2 things. The other difference is that this one, I forget what bit this, but this is a 32-bit recorder. So basically you can record 4 tracks, bounce them down, record 4 more tracks, bounce them down, record 4 more tracks, bounce them down, and do that until infinity with this thing and do crazy stuff. So this is like the super turbo upgrade of this. But I do like having them both, and I am using them both currently and messing with them and recording with them. I am going to plug them in and kind of show you what the screen looks like, but I'm not going to go through the layouts because I want to do that in the actual review videos and show you guys how to actually use it. I just wanted to talk about these because I get a lot of questions because I did some videos on this multi-track recorder, and I get a lot of questions about people recommending things and what they think they should do and stuff. And I think this one or this one is great to start out with when you're going on your multi-track adventure because it's compact, it's easy to use, there's a lot of things in there. It's got headphone jacks so you can plug in and listen to it through the headphones. There's a lot of pros to it, and you're not sinking a lot of money into it to see if it's how you want to go. And it's a great way to have this in your bedroom and not have this big thing laying around that if you have an idea and you're in your house, you can just plug this in and record your idea down. Clean my screen off here. and you got it, and then you can take that idea and bring it out here and transfer it over to your bigger recorder. So they truly do have a benefit. Or if you're going to band practice and you want to record the band practice, you can take either one of these, turn on the external mic, put it in the middle of the room. You could record that whole practice, which is awesome. I mean, personally, I would use this one right here. Would probably be the one I would take to band practice over this one, but they'll both do the job, you know. So you just have to figure it out. Now, the other thing that's super cool is these aren't super expensive. So as of now, the H4n Pro is $149. It used to be $199, but now they've come out with the Zoom R4 and a few other things. This is down to $149. So for $149.99, so for $150 shipped to your door, you can get a 4-track multi-track recorder that has built-in amp sims, built-in cab sims, effects for bass and guitar, and vocals as well. I forgot to mention that, but it has vocal effects as well. Built into this, no drum machine, but it has everything else already built in, so you don't need anything but your guitar. Plug this in some way to create some drums, which you could record your drummer if you wanted to get your drums in there just by using the XY mics and hang it over the kit. There's guys that have done that in videos, and it actually sounds really good. So that's the other cool thing about this. You can hang this over a kit because it has a mount for a stand. Hang it over a kit like that, hit the record button, you can actually record your drums, live drums, and put that on your track, which is super cool as well. There's a lot of things this will skin the cat with, and I think it's a great product, and it's awesome. And for $150 for a 4-track multi-track recorder that you can end up recording up to 10 tracks if you know what you're doing and do a little bit of learning with, it's pretty awesome to me. And you can get a professional recording out of it. You know, there's all kinds of different settings in here to adjust the sound settings. I mean, it's got everything you need to adjust it to create a professional demo or even a professional song. We get so sucked into this. We need this high-end Pro Tools, whatever, on your computer DAW and stuff, and you don't need that. And if you don't believe me, Jimi Hendrix recorded on an old 4-track recorder, and it was a tape recorder and stuff that he recorded all his albums on, and he used a 4-track to do it. So it's very possible to, and that's the recordings that you hear now from when he recorded back in the day. It was all done on a 4-track recorder, just a small like Tascam or Fostex or whatever it was back in the day. That it was a little old tape reel-to-reel Duhod thing back in the day where they used to have these little cassette tapes before they started to use cassette tapes. And most of you probably don't even know what a cassette tape is today. But anyway, point being is you can do it with a 4-track recorder and create some great stuff. I'm a very much keep it simple stupid guy, so that's why I like this stuff. But I wanted to showcase these. You guys are asking me, I keep getting these questions asked, you know, what would I recommend? Well, this Zoom H4n Pro is something I definitely recommend. It's an awesome tool. You can definitely do some amazing recordings with it. I am, in my other videos, going to play recordings that I've done with both. When I do the reviews on these, I'm going to do a comparison as well video so you guys can hear the difference from both recorders. But I just wanted, this is kind of like the intro to talking about these stuff because they're super awesome. You know, this one is definitely an upgrade when it comes to that because, like I said, with the 32-bit, this has got infinite amount of times and layering that you can do on it. And it's very simple to use, too. It's so simple because you got input, effect, and rhythm. So this is your input button. If you want to go to your effects, you hit this effect button. It'll pull up all the effects in there. You scroll through them, pick what you want, hit enter, and then that's all set in there for that channel. And then for your rhythm, you hit the rhythm. It pulls up the drum tracks, and it'll show you. So let me kind of plug these in and show you guys the screens to give you a kind of idea what the screen is and kind of just a basic thing. And we're going to try to do this right here. I'm just going to plug it in. You turn it on right here. So hit the power button. So now we're loading. You guys can see right there where it says loading. Now it's going to load up your thing. And I've already got some stuff going on in here. So it's still doing its loading. And now it takes a minute for the loading process to go. But once it loads up and it's good to go, it'll pull up the tracks and you guys will see how that'll work. Still loading, still loading. I'm going to show you how to arm a track. Okay, so you guys can see right there. Now that's the screen that it's going to pull up right there. So it's got a track ready to go and it's armed on track 1. And that would be this track right here, which is track 1. And then you can arm track 2 if you want to record 2, or you can turn it off. If you just want the 1 or 2, you can turn them off. I just want track 1 to be armed. So, and then you would play your thing. Now, to kind of go into your menus and stuff, you have your menu button, which is on the side right here. So if I click on that, it's going to take me to my menus right there. So you guys can see that where it says the menu button. And then you're just going to scroll down. There's a little roller knob right here. And if you guys see, as I roll that knob, I'll show you. You just scroll that down, and then you pick what you want. And if I scroll down, we're going to roll down. Let's say we roll down to File. And then you want to pick the file. You're going to push that little roll knob like that, and then it's going to pick the file. And if you look right there, it says track 1, track 2, track 3 WAV file. Those are the ones that I'm working on right now. I got 3 different things in there, and if I want to pick one of those, I'll just push this again right here on the side. And it has information, whatever you want. And if I want to hit the information, scroll up. I can move it, copy it, delete it, whatever. Whatever you want to do to do that. To do it, if we want to see information, we click on information. It gives you the information. And then if you want to exit out of there, you just hit menu and hit menu again. And it takes you back. You got track 2, track 3. And you can see how it's scrolling there. If you want to exit out, you just exit out. And then if you want to hit project, you can go to project, or file, you can hit file. And then it brings you out to there once you got it there. So it's really simple and easy. You're just scrolling this little lever here. You're using this menu button here to go into your different stuff. Once you scroll out and pick what you're going to pick, then you can go in here and you can click on the top button, and let's go back out there. So now I got my track loaded. If I click right here on the little roller knob, if I click on the little roller knob like this, then it's going to go over here, and then you got your parameters to change. You got level, pan, link, file, everything you want to change, center pan, light pan, everything you want to change to, and you guys can see I'll just kind of scroll through there a little bit to go. And then when you pick whatever you want, you pick it, and then you exit out of it. And you can change all that stuff. And then you can go into menu, and right there where it says I'll highlight it right there. It's on effects right there. So you can click on effects, and then we're going to hit menu, which is going to enter that. No, we're not going to hit menu. We're going to hit this button, sorry, because that's the select button. The little roller is the select button too. And it has effect on or off. So if I want to pick the effect on, I hit it wrong. I want to go effect. You can go on or off, because right now it says effect off. So if I hit this and hit effect on, then it's going to say, it says nasty lead, whatever. If I scroll through here, you guys are going to see it has different numbers for what you're going to play. I scrolled up there. You can see this little icon right here, and then if I hit that, it's going to let me scroll through, and then I can pick any effect I want by doing that. So anyway, that's kind of a quick little rundown of how that works. And you can pick like light vocal, chorus vocal. You guys, if you guys see right there, I'll show it to you. I'm just going to kind of scroll through, and these are different effects that you can pick, so you guys can kind of see it. It's from guitar effects, vocal effects, whatever you want to pick on there. You got 2 preamps, sub bass. There's just so much different stuff in there. We're going to scroll back down to off, because we don't want the effects on, and then we're going to go back out of there because we're doing something else with that. But that's just a basic, that's how easy it is to use this, just to show you guys how easy it is to use this one. It has all the adjustments and everything in there, and I just kind of want to give you a brief little rundown of it, not like a full-on rundown of it. So we're going to turn this one off, and then it'll say goodbye, see you, and it turns off. Let's unplug that one, and then let's show you guys the zoom. Because the Zoom R4 is actually a little bit simpler to use, in my opinion. They both take batteries, but you can both have a charger. This one, as I dropped it on the ground. Anyway, that one has a port. This one has a power port, round power port right there that you plug in using like a spot thing, like you would just same kind of plug-in you use for a pedal. And then this one uses a USB-C cable to use this one. Power button's right here on the side. I'm going to push the power button on, and I'm going to clean the screen off while it's powering up. So, make sure we're plugged in. We're plugged in. Okay, you got to hold the power button. You can see it's lighting up. It says, showing you what the screen looks like. Now, they both take SD cards. This one can take like up to a 1 terabyte, and then it's right now it's asking me to set the date and time. So let's do that real quick, because that date and time is not correct. So you have to hit enter and then scroll up one, check, scroll over. It's what does it say? It's 9 what? It's 9 what? 9:12. So we're gonna hit enter. Go 9. Check. Scroll over 12. Enter. 1, 2, 3. Check. And then we just put that in there, and then we hit enter. And then we're scroll down. It's got time, which it is 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. It's 19. 19. Sorry guys, I need to set this before I do anything else on here. So 19, check. Move over. Enter. 1949. And 47, 48, 49, check. And then we're going to scroll down to OK. And then we're going to hit check. Okay, so we're in there. So now, that was just so I could get your screen up. So now you guys can see, this is what your screen's going to look like for recording. So now, if we want to turn on, it has options. So if we want to turn on one of these tracks, so you've got track 1, which is on right there. But if we want to go to input, it'll show input A. That means you turned on input A. So you're going to plug in here on input A. But if I go and change that input, so I go to input, and then which button? I can't remember what button I had to hit to change that. So we want, oh, here you go. That's right. See, I'm refiguring that. So you can change your inputs to A to B. Like it'll go to B, and then the one with the lightning bolt will show you that's for condenser mic, because this will run a condenser mic as well. And then we'll go back to A. So we're on input A. This adjusts your faders and your volumes, so you can adjust your levels like that. And then if we go click on effects, so we're going to click on effects, and now you guys will see here there's a mic effect. Now you can scroll through those any way you want to. The arrow's right here. So if you guys see, I can scroll back and forth and start rolling through the effects, and then you can click on that. You can hit enter, like depending on what effect you're looking for, you can enter that, and then watch. Now that I entered, it's going to scroll through. You're going to see like, let's see if I can get it to you guys. Trying to get the right angle. So you'll see it start changing. You'll see preamp 5. So you're getting all kinds of different stuff that you guys can see. And then once you pick the one you want, you hit enter again. And then it'll pick that one. You can adjust the drive, all that stuff. You just scroll back and forth doing that pretty much. I'm going to go back and turn that off because I don't want that on, because I am going to be using this. So we don't really want, we want it on off, and then we're going to hit it back there. But that's how easy it is to go in and get an effect, and then you just hit the effect, and then you go back out. You turn it on, put it in. Now it'll be on that channel. If you want to go drums, you just hit the pattern right here. Watch this. Just gonna hit this button here where it says rhythm, and then it's going to bring up all the crazy drum patterns. And then you have arrows right here that you can scroll through and pick whatever you want. And then once you pick it, you hit enter, and then it's on there. And then when you go back to the track, when you hit start to play, it'll start playing the drums. Now, the cool thing about this as well, I'm going to turn that off too. That's just a quick give you an idea of what it looks like type thing. But it's very simple. Like I said, I'm going to do an in-depth review of both of these so you guys can really see how to understand. I'm just kind of show you that it doesn't take much to actually use these to get going. Now, the cool thing about the drums is that the drums has a setup where you can do a count in where you can hit the play and it'll do like a 4 count, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the drums will start playing, so you can time when you come in and play. But that count won't be in on the once you do the post recording and do the bounces and everything to get it out. That count won't be in there. It's just for you to hear when you're recording, and then once you actually bounce it and mix it down, that count won't be in there, and you can actually have it to where you have that space where it starts on time, which is super cool. So they do a lot of cool stuff. It's just a basic, this is just a basic idea of kind of how they work. And I really like this. I really like the compactness of these handhelds and how much they can do, especially this one. This one can do so much that it just blows my mind. But I do love the H4n Pro too. Now, this one is built a lot heavier, and it feels like this has got some meat to it, where this one is very light and feels more plasticky, just so you know. Now, like I said, this one is $149.99. You can get it at Sweetwater. This one is $199. You can get it at Sweetwater too. You can also find them on Amazon and stuff like that. And I will put some links down below to the Amazon links to both of these for you guys if you want to check them out, and you can get them. And if you guys use those links, it actually helps out the channel, and I actually make a few bucks. It ain't a lot. But I will actually make a few money, which helps me to be able to buy more gear to keep making videos. But as far as multi-track recorders go, I really love using them, and it's the simplicity of them that I love so much, because I really like to keep it simple, and I love the fact that they're in such a small compact form now that you don't have to have this big thing to do everything that this does. This does. And actually, this one does more because this one has drums built into it. So they took this and are able to condense it down to this, which is crazy. So if you're a guy that just wants to be able to do some recordings to get their songs out there, but doesn't want to spend a shit ton of money on a DAW or buy a big multi-track recorder to record your stuff, then one of these smaller handheld multi-track recorders may be the way to go. Now, there's other ones besides these that are more expensive that you can get as well. But for me, I'm all about quality and budget for the price of what you get. And I will tell you right now, hands down, both of these well worth the money to me to have. And I really like it. These are the ones that I actually keep at the house, that I keep beside my couch in the house when I'm recording, because I really like that I can record stuff right there in the house, and then I can take that and bring it out here, and I can actually plug this in to this and record this down to that if I want to. I can literally take this and record what I did down to this, and then I can change the levels on here and then turn it into a full master CD off of this if I want to, which is super cool. All this stuff can be plugged into your computer and down. They all have a USB output port. They take SD cards, so you have to read what SD cards they get. It's SD like HC or something. But they're micro SD cards. But you can plug this in and download your computer. You can also record on this, then plug it in if you have a DAW, and then you can record it down to a DAW. The other thing that's super cool about both of these, they're USB interfaces as well. So instead of having to buy an interface, these will do that as well, where you can use it as an interface to go through and go into your DAW. So they have a lot of things. There's a lot of cool specs on them that these things actually do. So I would recommend either one. If you're some guy that's on a budget, the H4n Pro is awesome. It just doesn't have the drums in it, and you're only going to be able to record a max of like 10 tracks total if you do it the way I explained on bouncing the tracks down. But 10 tracks is plenty to record a 5-piece band if you know what you're doing, and you do that. If you put your rhythm section on one track, and then your lead section on another track, and then your vocals and drums on another track, you'll be able to do it, because you can isolate the drums on one track, you can put bass and rhythm guitar on another track, you can put your vocals on another track, and then you can put your lead guitar on another track, and you can put all that together that way. There's a whole bunch of ways to skin that cat. And the more you use it, the better you're going to get at it and figure out how to do that to bounce it down. I'm just giving you guys a generalization of how this stuff works. But either one of these right here, I would definitely recommend to people. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to go out and buy, but I've been getting this question a lot. What do I recommend? And in the newer stuff that's come out, these things I love because I like the compactness of them. And I love the fact that I can do everything I want on this just like I do on this. And as you guys know, if you've been following the channel, you know I use this thing all the time. This is my main recorder for everything I do. And if you guys want to hear what that sounds like, I've got plenty of songs. I got several songs. There are videos with my songs up on this channel, and you can also go to my channel. It's called Silverflow, which is my band channel, and I have all my songs that have been released. They're on that channel too. You can also find my music on Spotify and all the stuff with Spotify, iTunes, all that. It's all out there to find. Band's name is Silverflow. You can check. Excuse me. You can check it all out there so you can hear what that sounds like. I do have several music videos out. Like I said, the music videos are on this channel and they are on my Silverflow band channel. And it would be awesome if you guys would go over and subscribe to the Silverflow band channel because it doesn't get any love. You know, because I do most of my stuff on this channel, that my Silverflow band channel only has like 17 subscribers right now because I don't really promote it because I do most stuff over here. And because I'm kind of a solo artist, even though I do play with a couple other people from time to time, I'm still kind of a solo artist. And I push most of my stuff on this platform because I have more viewers on here than I do on the actual band channel. So if you guys really want to help out, go smash and subscribe to that channel as well, and that would be awesome. But as far as multi-track recorders go, these little handheld ones, man, are awesome. And if you're just starting out in the multi-track recorder world, they're super cool, especially when it comes to being able to do that, to be able to have everything all in one. Because like I said, both of these have amp sims, cab sims, effects, everything in it. You don't need a guitar amp. You don't need pedals or everything. This is a plug in and go thing. And in that aspect, both of these do that. The only thing is, this one does have drums in it. So it has a full-on drum machine in it as well with a lot of decent, just basic, it's basic drums, but decent drums so you can have a rhythm track on your sketches or songs, whatever you're doing to start out, which is super cool. So this one trumps this one just a little bit because of the drums, in my opinion, and it trumps this one a little bit because it's the 32-bit where you can you can do 4 tracks, bounce that, 4 more tracks, and you can do a lot of layering with this one, where this one you only get 10 tracks. But $150, $200. This one's pro. One of the big pros for this one as well is that it does have the XY mics, which I think is a bonus, which I wish they would have stuck on this one. I wish they would have done everything they did with this one, but instead of this mic, they'd have put the XY mics on it. But that would have bumped it up more and made it cost more because they did put the drums in it. So I think they sacrificed the XY mics so you could have the drums in this. So it's a trade-off. But personally, I like having both because they both have uses for me. They're both super compact, easy to use, and I think either one of them is worth it. And I think if you guys are getting into recording and you want something that's simple, that you can do some really cool stuff and do your basic, good demo tracks and stuff so people can hear what you're doing. You could go into your band room, put it in the middle of the room, record stuff. I think either one of them would work for that really well. I just think they're great recorders, and I think they give you a lot of options, and it saves you a lot of headache and hassle from having to use a DAW. I know a lot of people are into that, more technology, more thing, but there's a lot of issues that come with DAWs as well, which I'm not going to get into, because if you're using a DAW and you love it, man, great, rock on and stuff. I don't know why you're watching this video, because this is about multi-track recorders. So if you're a DAW guy, it doesn't make any sense for you to watch a multi-track recording video because you've already done that. And for any of you that don't understand, the only thing a DAW is they took this right here, this multi-track recorder, they turned it into a computer program, called it a digital auto workstation, so you can put it on your computer, and then you can get plugins and all kinds of extra stuff that goes along with that. And you can pay the fees, the yearly fees that you have to upgrade your DAW, and you can pay the fees to get all those plugins and everything. Or you can just have one of these and a few amps, or you can have one of these that actually has amps and cab sims for bass and guitar and vocals and all that stuff right in it, which is something that'd be cool with this. But Tascam also does make the Tascam 24 and Tascam 36, which actually does have the vocals and amp sims and everything. Because this does have vocal effects on it. It just doesn't have the amp and cab sims on it because it's an old one. But Tascam does make one. Tascam makes one. Zoom makes several bigger ones that have all that, even drum machines and stuff in them as well. There's larger ones out there that are bigger like this that actually have all that stuff as well. But I wanted to talk about these little ones because they're so budget friendly and they're so easy to use, and you can take it anywhere, and it's something you can have in your bedroom, and you can actually record right there, and you don't need anything. I mean, you got this, you got your guitar, you plug it in, you go, which is super cool. So anyway, just a little take on these. Like I said, I will be having full videos on each. I will be doing reviews on each of them. Both of them are awesome, so the reviews are going to be good, obviously. Just check them out. Go watch some videos on them. Go watch some people that do it. Check them out and see what you think. I will have videos coming. Those are going to be some of the next videos I'm going to be working on. As soon as my hand heals up. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, I'll be able to start playing guitar and doing that again. And if you guys want to know what happened to my hand, you can ask down in the comments below, and I'll tell you. For those you don't know, I actually run an outdoors channel that I do outdoor stuff on, and I do a lot of knife reviewing and stuff like that. So you can go check it out. It's called Bravo Bassin. So if you want to see my other channel, and you can go check out my band channel too, which is Silverflow. So I do have a couple other channels on YouTube besides this one. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Just kind of it was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but I kind of wanted to touch base on these. I will, like I said, I have videos coming of those. They will be coming, full videos, and I will be doing walkthroughs because I will do the review video and then probably do walkthrough videos on how to use it as well. Or maybe the review will be a walkthrough video. I haven't decided how I want to do that. But be looking forward to those and coming up. And so, again, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate everybody that's been watching and subscribing. I appreciate all the support, and I'm very happy with how the channel has been progressing. And I can't say enough to say thank you to all you guys for being there and watching my videos because I really do appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next one.